I used to define having it all together by how much I can hold. The job, the relationship, the pain, just how much I could endure as a person. And in that, I quickly realized that I was falling apart. And one thing I wanted to do was rebuild myself. And I started to think like all this hustling, like all this people pleasing is burning me out. And truthfully, I just really wanted to live a softer life. So I started to get into feminine energy. Hey guys, my name is Brittany. Welcome to my channel. So on this channel, we're going to be talking about becoming your glow up era. Okay. Everything her. Okay. And when I say becoming her, I just mean that higher vibration, that best version of yourself. That's her. And she is already in you. She's in all of us. We just always dream, we fantasize, we can't wait until that day that we're like living the life that we envision. And this channel, this series is all about becoming her step by step, my journey. And I just wanted to share it with you guys because I'm sure a lot of you can relate because we're all on that journey. So if this is the kind of content that you're into, you're in the right space. I've been trying to start a YouTube channel for the longest time. There's always been something holding me back, some sort of fear of being seen, some sort of you're not ready yet, some sort of something that has been like kind of like standing in my way to actually get on here and film something. Now, I did film a video before and it was just really awkward. I feel like it really wasn't me. I feel like I had watched a lot of different like YouTubers and I tried to like bring all of their personalities to my first video. And now I'm just me. I'm just here to kind of tell you guys my story. So, okay guys, so let's get into it. So, a little bit of background about me. I started my journey as a freelance makeup artist 10 years ago, over 10 years ago. It's crazy to think that over 10 years ago, I was literally in my neighborhood just doing makeup. I started off doing my own makeup and I loved it. And then I moved on to like aesthetics. So, one thing about it is like, I've always been like a hustler. I've always had this kind of like passion inside of me to create. I must say, before a hustler, I've always been a creative. So I've always loved to create, but makeup was like a way for me to express myself. And it's kind of like how I got my start into kind of content creation and like that type of vibe. So I started off doing makeup 10 years ago, over 10 years ago, doing makeup for people. I realized really quickly that that wasn't sustainable, right? Because makeup, people were only coming for special occasions, birthdays, holidays, weddings, like that. Like I would see some people like once a year. And I was just like, this is not enough. You know, I need to have more. I need to be able to do more. So I started looking up different ways for me to go back to school and pick up a trade. And I found aesthetics. So aesthetics was a way for me to do like waxing and all of the things, right? And I was like, oh my God, sign me up. This is so me. So I got into aesthetics and I started doing facials. I started doing waxing and all of the things. I remember working for businesses after I got my license and being like, this is this is weird, right? Because if I don't show up to work, they don't have anyone to do this. Like I'm the talent. I'm the one that's bringing the money in. So how come I'm splitting my money with them? You know, and at this time I had just got divorced. That's a whole nother episode. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. But I had just got divorced and I don't know, but it's something about us women when we come out of a breakup or a divorce, you know, things like that. It's like it literally sparks and fuels us to do other things, right? So after my divorce, I was like, I'm going all in. Like I'm betting on me. I have nothing to lose. I'm back home. I'm living with my mom, like me and my three kids. I literally had just had a baby. I had a 3 month old at that time. And I was like, no more excuses. Like, I'm betting on me this time. So I started like to rebuild my mom's basement, painting, and I like started getting um equipment, which is really funny, right? I remember at that time I was working at a college for beauty. It was Empire Beauty School. I was working there. I'm pretty sure some of y'all know Empire Beauty School. I was working there. I got my like refund that you get from school. So I got that and I was like, okay, I'm gonna invest in some skincare, right? I wanted the best skincare because I was like, I'm about to start working for myself. Like, I just need to have the best skincare. So that's exactly what I did. I bought Dermalogica. That was like the best to me at that time. So I went and I got some Dermalogica, and I was like, we're opening for business. Like, I started taking brow clients, and then I introduced them to skin. Then I started doing chemical peels, and then from there, my business grew. Literally, like I grew so quickly. In 6 months, I was in my own suite, and kind of life just changed for me, and I was just like so amazed at this person that I was. Like, I was making money on my own, I was working for myself, I was able to, get out of my mom's house and get a new car, and all of these things that I had never had before. Well, I'm not going to say never had before, but never had on my own. Okay, like I said, I got married at a young age. I was married at 20 years old. So life I really never had life without my ex-husband, until obviously our divorce. So things were a little bit different for me, and I had to start like betting on myself, and I did, and I'm really proud about that. So really, in this era of like kind of becoming who I want to be and who I feel like God has called me to be, I found out that through my business, I really enjoyed talking to women. Like, we would have the most profound conversations. I mean, we would laugh together, we would cry together. I'm literally a girl's girl. And I found that out. I'm like, my clients, I love them. We would literally just pick up where we left off anytime that I would see them. They would be telling me about their lives and about their spouses and about like dating and relationships, or like, their career. We just talked so much. And I realized that this is the space that I want to be in. This is what lights me up, literally. So I was like, okay. So during that time, I started thinking, like, I started getting burnt out doing services, because I'm like, oh man, like, I wish I could do like a one to many offer. I started hearing all this stuff about like digital products and how to sell digital products online and all of the things, right? So I'm like, okay, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. And um I was like, how do I get into this, right? So I remember like at the end of my business, I started I had to make a hard decision. Like, do I stay in aesthetics working for myself, or, do I leave this business behind? Because I knew the model just wasn't working for me. Like, I'm a single mom, I'm a single entrepreneur. Like, this is too many singles. Like, your girl is like stressed. Like, I was literally burnt out. I was like, I can't do it. I need something else. So I literally took a break. But I remember I invested $500 in this course that would teach you how to do like digital products, right? Because everybody's like, you can make thousands of dollars online selling digital products. And I was like, yes, sign me up. Like, like at that time. So I'm like signed up. I'm taking the course, and I'm slowly like getting out of my first business. And I don't know, somehow like life happened. I got scared and I ended up taking a job. So at this time, I feel like I was in a good headspace. Like, leaving my business put me in such a bad headspace that like I was I don't even know where I was going at that point. Like, my whole identity was wrapped up in being a business owner, was wrapped up in Skin Quench, it was wrapped up in aesthetics. Like, I had built my life on that business, and I had rebuilt myself on that business. So walking away from that, it was like almost walking away from my identity that I built, that I was proud of. Like, and it was really, really, really hard for me to do. It was really, really hard. It was sad. It was a lot. But I started to move my body at that time, and I just started working out every day. I started rebuilding my mind. And long story short, I ended up panicking because I was like living off of savings and all of that was happening, but like I couldn't get this online business to do anything. So I took a job. I went back to aesthetics, and I took a job as a salon manager. And that summer that I took the job as a salon manager, I also met this guy. And I was just like, it was like distraction on top of distraction, right? The job was a new distraction from like my healing journey and the process of me trying to rebuild as an entrepreneur. And then I mean, literally in the same week, I meet this guy, and I'm just like, okay, this is crazy. So, and I'm talking about like the biggest kind of distraction. Like, I was just deterred off of my path, and I just was like, how do I get from where I am to where I'm going. Like, how did I get so lost from myself? It was really hard. It kind of derailed me for a few months, but by the grace of God, like I kind of woke up and was like, this the situationship had took a left. The job was starting to bring more stress in my life, kind of like bringing me back into that hustle man mindset that I was in when the reason why I left my business. And I'm like, why would I be stressing over someone else's business who doesn't even really like, value you? They can replace you in a heartbeat. I need to get back to me. And I remember like going to therapy and talking to my therapist and her being like, Brittany, you got to sometimes do the hard things, right? And that means leaving. And I was just like, man, I don't know. I'm salaried. I don't really have to worry about my bills right now. All of that like stress and pressure is like has been relieved, but then I just was so unfulfilled that it wasn't worth it. And so I decided to make a change, and I'm glad I did. So here I am today. Actually just walking away. I quit my job almost 2 months ago, and I opened up a loungewear brand. So I am a loungewear brand owner. Whoop, 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 whoop. Like I did that. And I literally just like locked in. I locked in and I started going through and like figuring out what I wanted to do. I remember like I would sell product um at my suite, and I would sell pajamas, and I was like, I really want to do pajamas. Like I didn't know which way I wanted to go with things. And then I realized like I love loungewear. I'm a homebody. I love to be at home. I love to look cute at home, and I need something where I can just like throw on, feel put together when I need to like run errands with the kids on the bus, like all of that type of vibe. Like, yes, I want to be that mom. Cause let me tell you something. My 6-year-old, one time I was getting her ready and I was like going to like put her on the bus, and I had like just threw on some clothes and like was like running to like get to her to the bus. And she was like, Mom, not in that. She literally was like, Mom, wait, not in that. And I was like, oh, okay, and I was like, Lavara. And Lavara was born. I was like, I need something cute, sophisticated, chic, modern. Like I'm that girl. I'm your minimalistic, like love a good, like elevated basic type of vibe. So I came up with Lavara and Co. And my core collection, my first collection, is getting ready to drop this month. And I was like, let's document that. Let's document that. How is this going? Let's talk about it. I'm literally in my becoming era. I have my podcast, the Becoming Her Era, or the Becoming Era podcast. It's on Apple, it's on Spotify, it's on YouTube, it's on iHeartRadio. I am like kind of just detailing all the ins and outs of how I've like been just kind of going through things. I feel like there's a big amount of my story on my podcast. Like I didn't want to like overwhelm you guys on this first episode about like everything, because I've been through so many things in my life. So I was just like, I need to bring this energy to YouTube. I feel like it's the one thing that I've been wanting to do. For some reason, it's been giving me so much pause. And I'm like, nah, this is my year of like stepping on, seeing what's on the other side of fear, right? Because fear has this way of coming in your life and keeping you stuck, keeping you stagnant. It'll freeze you out. It'll make you feel like your biggest dreams are impossible. And that's why I'm challenging myself to just step on, see what's on the other side of that fear. Okay. So I've also been like getting back into my digital products. So I'm excited to be bringing that to everybody. And I just been pouring into me, like building on who I am, where I'm going, and who I want to become. Okay. So that's exactly what this channel is about. I'm going to take you guys on this journey of me figuring it out, me from dating to business, relationship, just like on this road of becoming the best version of myself, because that's all I want. I feel like that's all we all want, right? We all just want to be the very best versions of ourselves, and however that looks like for you. And stepping into my feminine energy. So I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos on like feminine energy and just kind of stepping into that. And I feel like it has helped me grow as a woman so much. I mean, wisdom is just a thing that happens over time, right? So like when you experience things, you learn from these things, and they kind of help you grow in different ways. So I feel like naturally you kind of in life you kind of just experience things and you grow and you get this wisdom. But when you immerse yourself in learning and trying to cultivate your life instead of just sitting in the passenger seat and letting your life just be like made, you're literally in the like. I know y'all know Mel Robbins, right? So she has this thing that's like life reinvention, and she talks about getting in the driver's seat of your life, right? Because I feel like a lot of the times in my life I was in the passenger seat, just going for the ride, not actually like living my life, just letting my life do the be in control. And now I'm in control of my life because everything I'm doing is intentional, from the company that I keep, the media I consume, the men that I allow in my space and in my energy. Because we'll talk about those men, honey. We're gonna definitely, yep, we're going there. Yep. The business ventures that I want to connect with, um, showing up here on YouTube, showing up on my podcast, just showing up on social media. Everything is intentional now. Like, I can't wait. Like, every moment and every day, I'm building towards being the next version of myself. And sometimes it's a lot, but I feel like one thing I realized is that you have to cultivate the habits now. And once you do that, things get a little bit easier, they get a little bit better, and you really start to figure out who you are and where you're going at that time, if that makes sense. I feel like in life, you guys, we have so many different transitions in life. And I feel like your becoming era, it looks different at different times in your life. So I feel like we're always on the road to becoming. So whether you're in your 20s and you're just not figuring things out, and you're in your 30s like me and you have a different perspective, your 40s, your 50s, like, as women, we all just want to become the best version of ourselves. And I feel like that really never changes. Like, you're always going to want to be the very best version of yourself. And we're always constantly working. Let's talk about becoming her, right? So there's this moment in life where you wake up and you realize that your outcome is not matching up with what your vision board had. Okay. I'm a vision board girly. I don't know about y'all, but I love a good vision board. Okay. For the last 5 years, I have been making a vision board every year for New Year's Eve. And I just feel like, where's the results? Like, where's it going? And let's talk about it. Like, let's talk about it. Because this year I've had such a huge mental glow up. And I think it starts mentally first. Like, first you got to get your mind right, and then everything else will follow. Okay. So for me right now, I'm in this like rebuilding, rebirth era. So it's the becoming era. Okay. I'm becoming that version of myself, and I'm just trying to close the gap, like get closer and closer to the woman that I am truly called to be. And I just felt like this is a great time to start my series, start my channel, and let's talk about it. Let's document it and let's show it. Guys, this is just the first video in this 10-part series of becoming her. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Leave me some comments down below. I love to talk to you guys and get to know you guys and just kind of figure out where y'all are at in your journey. Okay. So until next time, guys, bye. Thank you for watching.